Hello, it's me again, and I'm back with another My Little Pony review. This one is for the one where Pinkie Pie knows, and anyone who's seen my last review probably knows that I gave Crusaders of the Lost Mark a perfect 10 out of 10. And with that in mind, you're probably sure that this episode, there's no way that this episode can possibly top that one. Well, it didn't. But I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that episode was so good that there's no way this episode could possibly top it. This episode was written by G.M. Barrow, and for those who don't know, G.M. Barrow is actually the writer of the My Little Pony chapter books, and she's made various appearances at several My Little Pony conventions, such as BabsCon. So, when it was announced that she would write an episode for the series, naturally a lot of fans were pretty excited. And what do I think? Well, this episode, it's not as good as some of the previous episodes, but it's still pretty fun, mainly because it's a Pinkie Pie comedy episode. The story revolves around Pinkie Pie trying to keep a secret. It revolves around her trying to keep a secret from the main six and from all the other ponies in Ponyville about Cadance and Shining Armor. I will not tell you what the secret is, you'll just have to see it for yourself, but they spoil the secret in like the first minute, so I don't think it counts as a spoiler at all. But as a Pinkie Pie comedy episode, is the episode funny? Of course it is. Pinkie Pie does her usual antics with her cartoonish facial expressions and even more cartoonish movements that remind me of the Looney Tunes, and other than Pinkie Pie being downright hilarious in this episode, we got some interesting cameos as well. Not just from Princess Cadance in Shining Armor, voiced once again by the expertly talented Andrew Francis and Britt McKillop, but we also have an appearance from Mayor Mare, voiced once again by Kathy Wesselock, and surprisingly from Featherweight. And for those who don't remember Featherweight, he was a central character in the episode Ponyville Confidential. Only this time he's actually voiced by Richard Ian Cox. Kind of weird, considering Richard Ian Cox also plays Snails, but I'm willing to live with it. And no, that wasn't it. Snails was played by Ian James Corlett, but anyways, whatever. Back to the episode. Now, considering that the episode is so packed with comedy, the story is pretty threadbare. It's really thin. And some of the jokes are funny, but some of them just aren't that funny, because we've seen Pinkie Pie's antics several times in the series, and since they reuse a couple of jokes from the series, like the Pinkie Promise and the Cross My Heart, Hope to Fly, Stick a Cupcake in My Eye joke, the jokes can start to get a little repetitive. Though, thankfully, G.M. Barrow's writing style does translate well to My Little Pony episodes, and you can definitely tell that she has a hand on the series.
Well, I'll show him how to dig that
But, as that's shown, it's shown that her writing is probably better for chapter books. I know this is a short review, but I gotta get prepared for other things. So, see you next week.